Distractions are everywhere. How could you ever stay focused when... Close the door, I'm filming. So, even though all the distractions are staged, I almost lost my thought. Imagine the real thing, right? So, distractions are everywhere. How could you ever stay focused in this age of distraction? Did you know that every time when you get distraction, it takes about 20 minutes for you to stay focused back on where you were, right? If you get distracted just about 3 times a day, which is probably already a good day, you just lost a whole hour just trying to go back to focus on what you were doing from the distraction. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you 3 things that are so simple but yet not quite obvious that can truly help you if you implement properly to help you stay focused in this age of distraction. In this video, I'm not gonna share with you that you just need to turn off the phone, even though that works. I'm also not going to share with you that all you need to do is leave your attention grabbing device out of sight, out of mind. So if you work in an office, just live in a different room because that will work also. I'm also not going to share with you that when you try to stay focused and work, lock the door, put up a do not disturb sign because they also work as well. The reason I'm not going to share those things with you is because in order for those things to work, you must first do the 3 things that I'm about to share with you first. Make sure to stay until the end of this video because I'm going to share with you a resource and help you how to work less and make more. Hey, it's Joe Lau here. Just like everybody else, for years I've been struggling with trying to stay focused because there's so many distractions out there, right? Whether it's the attention grabbing device or the people or the apps or social media, I just cannot seem to stay focused when I'm trying to work. I tried all the techniques that's out there, but the truth is, none of those really work. Some of them work just a little bit, but none of them really move the needle. Until I discovered that distractions, a lot of times, is actually from within. It's literally, it starts from here. And all the external distraction that, we call it, the device, the people, and the apps, the social media, whatever that is, they're just the trigger. So for example, for what I do, I need to do some copywriting sometimes. And copywriting is kind of one of my weaknesses, right? And I absolutely don't like doing it. So every time when I have to do copywriting, I get distracted a lot easier than anything else. Why? Because I actually don't want to do copywriting. Maybe I don't even have the capability to do the copywriting. So every time when I know that it's on my to-do list and that's the time block that I block out time to do that, I find myself got distracted so much easier than, let's say, do something else like serving client or talking to people. And those are the things that I love doing and then I'm extremely capable of doing it and then I really enjoy doing it. And when I do those things, I find myself it's extremely hard for me to get distracted. That brings me to step 1, belief. Now there's 2 levels of belief. The first level of belief is you have to believe on the things that you're about to do. If you don't believe the things that you're about to do is truly important, let's say to your business, chances are you're gonna find distraction. You're gonna literally subconsciously allow distraction to come. So you have a reason to not do the things you do. And then therefore blame the things that distract you, right? That's very common. It happened to me all the time. So first thing you must do if you want to be able to stay focused is you have to have internal dialogue. To ask yourself, do you really believe on the things that you're about to do? Because if you don't, you won't be able to do all those things that we mentioned earlier. So the first thing you need to do is believe on the things that you must do. Instead of thinking something like, I should do, you have to be so convicted that this is the thing that I must do. Because if I don't do these things, let's say the business, right? The business is just not gonna work. If I don't do this thing, I'm just not gonna be able to create a result for my client. If I don't do this thing, I'm not gonna be able to make the money or provide a lifestyle for my family. So first thing, you have to have 100% conviction on true belief that the things you're about to do is life and death. You have to do it. So that's part 1 of a step 1. Part 2 of a step 1 is you have to believe that you actually have to stay focused. What I mean by that is you would think that, okay, even though you believe those things are important, you automatically want to stay focused, right? But I guarantee you, subconsciously, there are activities out there that you believe that you can multitask. That's why you don't have to stay focused. Let me give an example on the things that you naturally believe that you must stay focused, right? Let's say you are a salesperson. You're about to talk to one of the biggest clients. If this client sign up, it will take, it will be the whole year revenue, right? So it's a huge deal for you. It's a huge deal for your business. It's gonna make it or break it, right? If you believe that is the client, when you walk in a meeting, you're probably gonna believe that you better turn off your phone. You better tell your staff that don't contact you. You better stay 100% focused during the client meeting because you know that focus is a must-have in order for you to close a client during the meeting. And that's what I mean by you have to believe, you have to focus. Now, let me give you another example on that you might not believe that you have to focus. As a parent, I'm guilty sometimes as well. Sometimes, when you hang out with your kids, you leave your phone out there so you can kind of multitask, right? You maybe, ordering your grocery. That is because even though that you believe, spending time with your family, in this case your kid, you not necessarily believe that you have to 100% stay focused because, okay, I'm listening to you while I'm trying to order grocery online or answer a few quick tests to the team or to the neighbor or to a friends, whatever that is, right? That's what I mean by some of the tasks that even you believe is important to you, but you might not believe that in order for you to do a good job, to have a good outcome, good result, you have to stay focused on the task. And that's why I'm saying first step is about believing, and there's two levels of it. Believe on the things that you're about to do is truly important, is life and death to your outcome, and also believe that you must focus in order for you to create the outcome. So that's step number one, believe. Step two, say no. Warren Buffett famously said, the difference between very successful people than the other is very successful people often say no. Why? Think about the mechanism, right? It's simple math. When you say no to something, you're actually saying yes to something else. So vice versa, right? When you're saying yes to something else, you're actually saying no to another thing. So in this example, let's say it is that very important business meeting that you try to talk to your client, right? When you say yes to that meeting, you're actually saying no to all other things that you could be doing, right? Because you know that meeting is extremely important. So let's flip the coin a little bit. When we're doing that meeting, you say no to all other distraction. It's because you're actually saying yes to that meeting. You need to stay focused. So I hope you can see it by this example that when you say no to something, you're actually saying yes to something else. So in terms of distraction, when you say no to all other distraction that comes to you, maybe it's a new opportunity that will distract you from the focus of your business. Maybe it's your attention-grabbing device try to ping you or try to ding you, whatever that thing is, and try to get your attention away from the thing you're about to do. Whether it's talking to a client or focus on creating a marketing method or even spending time with your children or your loved one, right? When you say no to all the distraction, you're actually saying yes to the things right in front of you because you make a decision that this is important. So that brings me to the mechanism on how do you actually say no is by giving yourself permission. Because as a business owner, entrepreneur, saying yes is kind of our nature because we see opportunity, right? We see gaps and possibility and we don't want to miss out on anything. So you first must give yourself permission to say no because you don't have to be good at everything. You don't have to take on every single opportunity and you don't have to serve everyone, right? By giving yourself permission to say no, you actually allow yourself to say yes to the thing that's truly important, that will require your full attention, that actually will move the needle for your life and your business. So step number two is say no a lot more often and give yourself permission to say no to other things that doesn't align with your goal and allow you to stay focused. So that's step number two. Step three, take care of yourself first. What I mean by that is you need to first take care of yourself first. And you need to give yourself permission and drill into your head that if you don't take care of yourself, you can't possibly take care of the others. And that's why next time when you try to stay focused, you gotta tell yourself that it's okay to take care of yourself first. Because if you don't take care of yourself, instead you use those time to help the others, you're just gonna be not able to stay focused. Because while you're helping the others and spend your attention to the others, you're just gonna keep thinking and divided in your head that, okay, I need to do this for myself, so I'm trying to get this done for you as fast as possible, and you're not able to do a good job. So instead of doing that, why not give yourself permission that you need to take care of yourself first, and then after that, so you can stay 100% focused on how to help the others. This step is extremely important. It's because if you don't take care of yourself first and you go ahead to take care of the others, you may even develop resentment because you know you're sacrificing your time to help the others. Don't do that. Take care of yourself first because if you don't take care of yourself, you won't be able to take care of the others 100%. So think about it. When you take a flight, what does the flight attendant tells you, right? In case of emergency, you need to put that mask on yourself before you help your loved one, even that's your children. And that's how important it is that you have to take care of yourself first before you take care of the others. Once you implement these three steps to overcome all the internal distraction, believe, say no, and take care of yourself first, next time we try to stay focused, whatever that you're about to do, you can apply other technique to help you fight off external distraction, which is turn off your device, leave it outside of mind, and lock the door and put up a do not disturb sign and let the other know that you're actually busy and try to stay focused. If you like this video, I'd like to invite you to join my free webinar, which I'm sharing with you 3 secrets on how to work less and make more. So click the link below, register for the webinar, and I'll see you there. And lock the door and put up a do not disturb. I'm also not gonna share with you that you just need to turn off the notification, leave that. So think about it. Even though when you take in case of emergency, when anything happens, first what do you do?